What is going on, pilots? So welcome to the channel, and today I wanted to kick off the very first Titanfall 2 video that I'm ever making with a tips and tricks sort of guide on how to use my all-time favorite Titan in this entire game. And of course I'm talking about Ronin. So hopefully you guys can pick up a few pointers from this video. I've got a few clips that I'll break down, and you know what, we're going to start tip number 1 with choosing your engagements wisely. So what I try to do is always approach from outside of my enemy's field of view. Okay, so doing so is going to ensure that you can get the first few shots off before they even realize what's going on. So if you guys noticed in this clip, I was able to get 4 complete shots off with my shotgun before he was even able to turn around. By the time he turned around, I had already taken away a pretty solid chunk of his health. Cool, and I did the same thing for this one, and I was able to get the execution kill. Now, speaking of our next tip, okay, let's roll right into it with mobility. Everything about Ronin is centered around mobility and just close quarters combat. So in this clip, you guys were able to see how I was able to use my dash as well as my phase ability offensively to activate my sword core and get that Titan kill. Now, it's very important that you utilize this close quarters tactics, because he is essentially useless outside of those close ranges. Cool? So speaking of mobility, let's roll right into tip number 3. And this is going to be simply knowing when to disengage. Ronin's phase shift ability, like I just mentioned, is really great on offense because you're able to close the gaps so easily. But what I want you guys to take a look at is in this next clip, how, you know, my shields, I've already taken quite a hit, so I'll be able to use my phase shift on a more defensive manner, right? So I get rodeoed and I'm running when all of a sudden I see a full health Scorch. And I don't stand a chance. So I'm able to dash backwards, and I'm also able to phase shift to get out of his field of view and also grab this battery. Now, if I was playing a little bit smarter, then I should have actually gone left, and I could have been able to dash and phase completely out of his sight and probably come around for the flank. But you know what? I make mistakes, and that's what it got me. So this next clip, though, I think is a little bit better demonstration of that last tip I just gave you about mobility and just knowing when to run, right? So after I get this kill, I'm able to do one thing which is pretty fun. Was my teammate called in that Titan perfectly. Okay, there was no way I could close the distance that quickly without that thing taking me down. So what I was able to do was use the dome shield that it created for cover, assess the situation, assess my surroundings, and I was able to get out of there to engage later. My final tip is going to come with just simply knowing when you should even pick Ronin as your Titan. So like I said earlier, he's my absolute favorite Titan in the game. I think he's the coolest looking one. His execution ability is amazing, but he's just not suited for every map, sadly. So I suggest, and these are the maps that I have the most success with, that you use him on Boomtown, Exoplanet, Eden, Dry Dock, if you can avoid the perimeters, Complex, and then Angel City. Just because I feel like these maps have some of the best close quarter engagements, and I think they're suited for that. But other than that, you know, those are pretty much the tips that I use every time I play Ronin, and I have a lot of success with him. He's a lot of fun. I hope he doesn't intimidate any of you guys or any new players. I hope these tips will help you kind of master him, and then you can enjoy him as much as I do. So if you guys did enjoy the video and you want more, like, favorite, subscribe, and yeah, I guess I will be seeing you guys out on the frontier. Peace.